Welcome back. Crime and chaos. The circumstances surrounding the chokehold death of a homeless man, Jordan Neely, the latest example of mayhem being seen on the New York City subway system. Many high-profile attacks led New York City Mayor Eric Adams to up the ante when it comes to police patrols and renew focus on violent and often random crime in the nation's largest city. So just how bad is it? Well, let's bring in former NYPD Commissioner Bernie Kerik. Bernie, thank you so much for being here. Your initial reaction to this story, and just where is the crime at right now in NYC?
Well, listen, I think the police commissioner and the NYPD is doing everything in their power with the resources they have to reduce the crime and knock it back, from where it is. However, you have a city council that wants to defund the police. You have a mayor that's not giving the cops the support they need to do the job. You have a governor that has allowed these bail reform laws to stay in place, that allows criminals to conduct criminal activity, engage in criminal conduct, and they're back on the streets within hours. So as long as you have that kind of stuff going on and that kind of leadership, you're going to continue to have increases in crime, murder, shootings, which is what we're seeing in the city.
Yeah. Mr. Kerik, I want to talk about, though, this specific case here, the Jordan Neely and Daniel Penny situation. Do you think that now we're going to see subway riders or even just more people generally in the streets across the country be a little bit more hesitant to step in and help if they see other situations where they think that people might be in danger?
Honestly, Sarah, I think we've seen that already. In New York City, there's 250 to 500,000 people that run and go through the mass transit system between 5 and 6 p.m. daily. Hopefully you have people that are on the trains that would take some action, just like Penny did, to stop violence, stop people from being threatened. But across the country, we have seen constant cases where people have tried to defend themselves and defend others, and they've wound up being charged by some of these Soros-backed prosecutors. So, people have to make that judgment call on their own. But the way the prosecutors are today around the country, and this call for, defending, the bad guys, if you will, it makes people think twice before they take action.
Yeah, and mental health at the forefront of this story, and this is why I believe it's captured a lot of the audience around the country, is because this is happening in a lot of the major cities across the United States. We have mental health issues, and then we also have this citizen's arrest that happened here. But also, Neely, he was arrested 42 times. Should he have been there in the first place? Did the system fail him?
You know what, John, that's a great question. The city has this list of the most severe cases of problematic mental health patients or criminals, if you will. Neely was on that list. So if you have a list of 50, it's only 50. If you have a list of 50 and he was on the list, why wasn't he being taken care of? It's 50 people. Yeah. For God's sakes, I mean, the city of New York can handle dealing with 50 people. Why wasn't he being taken care of by the city when they knew, in fact, that he was problematic, severely problematic?
That's a really, really good point. 50 people in the biggest city in the country is a huge statistic. Go for it.
And also, to your point, too, he was instructed as part of his latest arrest that he had to go to a place for men experiencing homelessness to get that care that he needed, and he skipped out. So he put himself there, but he also fell through the cracks, you might say, by that shelter not being able to care for him.
But you know what, John? There should be accountability in every city agency. Somebody falls through the cracks like that, I just have to tell you, under Giuliani, if there was a list of 50 people and somebody slipped through the cracks, there would be heads rolling because it shouldn't have happened.
Right.
And as well, I want to get your opinion on this, because some people are calling Daniel Penny a vigilante, and many people think otherwise. So what's your thoughts on that?
You know what? I'd have to go with the people that were there, the witnesses that were there. And many of the witnesses that were there, thank God, Penny was on that train and he took the action that he did because they were scared to death. I wasn't there, but there are people that was on that train that were there that felt threatened by Neely, and they thank God that Penny was there. That's who I'd have to go with.
What's interesting, too, is more than $2 million raised for his legal team, Penny's legal team. Anything that they don't use, that money is going to be donated to mental health advocacy programs. But interesting to see the split on this story, and we'll continue to watch it. Bernie Kerik, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, guys.